Okay, kids, we're taking a look at the October 3rd Belmont Stakes card, 2009. This is one of the best race cards of the year. A nice prelude to the Breeders' Cup. I'm going to be playing pick 6, pick 4, and pick 3. And I'm going to be putting some cash on a horse in the feature. But for the pick 6, I have an $18 bet, and I'm just going to kind of lay that out here for you with the 1, the 1, the 1, 3, 4, the 1, 4, 8, with the 2, with the 3. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the pick 4. It's a $500,000 guarantee starting in race 7. Race 7 is the 6 furlong sprint, the Vosburg. We got a heavy favorite, Fabulous Strike, in this race, who is basically the top sprinter in the country right now. I also like the one horse in this race, coming off a nice performance, running second to Fabulous Strike, but finishing ahead of Kodiak Cowboy. Yielded late in this race. This horse may be able to come back and do something. He's got 6 wins at the distance, and he's won just about all of his money at 6 furlongs. So I'm going to put on that particular bet, I'm going to put the 1-5 together for the pick 4 and hopefully get a long shot to beat the big favorite there. So that's how I see it. If you want to save some money, you can obviously solo Fabulous Strike there. So I'll probably have a ticket with Fabulous Strike soloed. It may not be a bad idea just to play a ticket with the 1 soloed, and then you go deep with the 5. So you put the 5 on another ticket with a bunch of other combinations and hopefully get a long shot somewhere else on the card. But for budget purposes, we'll start off in this race. I'm going to go with the 1-5. Race 2, you know what, and something I didn't bring up yet is the weather. Today it's supposed to be raining, 90% chance of rain in New York, so the turf course is going to be soft, yielding, and the dirt is going to be muddy, and that's going to impact some of my picks if you analyze them a little bit deeper. But anyway, race 8, we're looking at 1.25 miles on the inner turf. This is a grade 1. I have 3 horses in here I like. The 1, 3, 4. The 1 is 5-2 with Ramon Dominguez. Looks to be, he's the number 1 prime power. It looks to be pretty tough. But I actually like the 1A, and I'll tell you why. If you look at his past performance line, here's a horse that's only run on soft and yielding courses over in Ireland. So you would expect him to have an affinity for the off. In addition to that, it's a first-time blinker, first-time Lasix horse. So she may improve off that. I mean, she's got a victory on a yielding course, 1-for-1. So we'll see how that goes. The 3, Pure Clan, you're basically betting this filly on class. And then the 4 is the Dynaforce, who is a $1 million lady. So in race 8, we're going to go with the 1, 3, 4. Okay, race 9 is the 1.5 mile Hirsch Turf Classic. In this race, I went with the 1-4-8. The 1, you got Gio Ponti, who really, the horse has never been the distance. I think that's the only knock you can really come up with. This horse has won 4 grade 1s in a row, obviously at the top of his game. One of the wins came at Belmont on a yielding course. So doesn't seem like that's going to be much of a distraction for him. So I mean, I think that he could probably be a solo. I always root for the Firestones. That's a good Ohio family who have won and been part of racing for years. And then you have Telling. This is a horse that has 3 races at the distance, 1, 1, and 1, and coming off of a very impressive 1.5 miles against 3-year-olds and up in the Sword Dancer Grade 1. It was the horse's first Grade 1 victory. In fact, that was the horse's first win in a while. But 10-1 on the morning line, coming off a Grade 1 win out of AP Indy, hey, you're going to get a play from me. So that's the way I look at that race. Okay, so let's take a look here at race 10. Okay, the Jockey Club Gold Cup. This is a great race. You know, if you watch the show, you know I'm a big fan of Quality Road. That was my Derby horse before he was injured. Um, I'm not going to take much away from his last race. First time on the slop, first time at a mile and a quarter, he runs third to Summerbird. So he weakened at the end of that race. If you watched it, he was right there. He kind of made his move around the turn. I thought he was going to go right by the field. Looked like he was, had it going on, but just didn't have it on the rail. But I'm not taking anything away from him. So he's tough. He's a tough horse. If he wins, I'm not surprised at all. But I'm looking at the two. The two's a mutter, and if you look back at what he did at the fairgrounds to start the year off in the second race of the year, that was a sloppy track. And while there may not be as much speed in this race, Quality Road is going to give you a good pace. That horse is going to try to go wire to wire, in my opinion, and that's how Quality Road's going to win the race if he wins it. He's going to go coast to coast. But this is Quality Road's first race against older horses. And Macho, again, seems to be just improving with every single race. He's just running better and better, and I like him on the off track. Now, his grandsire, Holy Bull, I watched him in the '94 Kentucky Derby in the pouring monsoon rain, and he ran like a dog. He didn't like the mud, but whatever the case may be, this is a $1.7 million earner, and he's got a very impressive win over the mud. And really, his last race back, I bet him to place where it won money on, but he was 8-1. I tried to beat Rachel Alexander again, didn't happen, but it was this close. And I had an exacta key with him on top and everything. So when they were coming down the stretch, I was just screaming for Macho again. So I like the horse to win in the slot. He's the older horse here against the two other obvious choices, Summerbird and Quality Road. So I'm going to take the age, I'm going to take the history in the mud, and I'm going to take the past performances, and I'm just going to go with it there. And that's how I look at it. So I think that Macho again is also going to get some money played by me, straight up, just straight up win ticket, and maybe an exacta key behind it. Okay, so for the pick four, we're looking at the 1-5 with the 1-3-4, with the 1-4-8, with the 2 solo. That's the $18 ticket. If you want to save money in the first leg, race 7, you solo Fabulous Strike. That brings us down to a 9 ticket. You play it 10 times, $90, and we could be looking at a pretty good score. So that's how I see the races today. I wish you luck, and please leave your comments. Have a great day.